Gospel reading for today, January 14, 2026, Wednesday of the first week in Ordinary Time. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. On leaving the synagogue, Jesus entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Simon's mother-in-law lay sick with a fever. They immediately told him about her. He approached, grasped her hand, and helped her up. Then the fever left her, and she waited on them. When it was evening, after sunset, they brought to him all who were ill or possessed by demons. The whole town was gathered at the door. He cured many who were sick with various diseases, and he drove out many demons, not permitting them to speak because they knew him. Rising very early before dawn, he left and went off to a deserted place where he prayed. Simon and those who were with him pursued him, and on finding him said, "Everyone is looking for you." He told them, "Let us go on to the nearby villages that I may preach there also. For this purpose have I come." So he went into their synagogues, preaching and driving out demons throughout the whole of Galilee. The Gospel of the Lord. Brothers and sisters, today's Gospel invites us to encounter Jesus as a compassionate healer and a faithful Son who remains deeply united with the Father. Through his actions and prayer, we see a God who draws near to human suffering and responds with mercy and love. In today's Gospel, we hear several accounts of Jesus healing people in Capernaum and in the towns and villages of Galilee. One striking feature of his ministry is his deep solidarity with humanity. He recognized the weakness and suffering of every sick person, including the mother-in-law of St. Peter and St. Andrew in Bethsaida. Moved by compassion, Jesus reached out and touched the hands of the sick, and they were healed. Jesus chose to share in the suffering of the people so that he could respond to their needs with mercy. At the same time, the gospel also reveals his humanity through his life of prayer. We are told that he withdrew to a deserted place to pray. Although he was the Messiah foretold by the prophets, Jesus humbly remained in constant communion with the Father, dedicating himself to faithful obedience to God's will. God is not distant or indifferent. He is a God with a heart, one who understands every feeling and struggle we face. He knows what we truly need, and even when our prayers are not answered in the way we expect, he never leaves our side. Above all, God's power and loving will always prevail, not only for our personal good, but for the good of many. As we reflect on today's gospel, may we place our trust in a God who heals, listens, and stays with us in every season of life. Let us draw strength from prayer just as Jesus did, and allow his compassion to flow through us so that we may become instruments of healing and hope for others. Amen.